Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
I'd like to welcome you into my morning plight. I settle into the studio probably usually between an hour and 45 minutes before the show starts, and we kind of go through what we're going to do today and wrap up some loose ends. And I sit here with a big mug of coffee and a bottle of water, and then usually about 3 to 4 minutes before the show starts, your friend Kat over there will look at me with a look of, ha ha, time to ruin your life.
I am sorry.
And she doesn't even hesitate for a moment when she goes, oh, this is going to stink. There's no, I'm sorry. There's no, hey.
I said sorry.
And tell everybody what you would have to eat at this hour of the morning just to make me miserable. She has...
I want it because I don't want it to get warm. It's cold from my fridge.
There's 9 refrigerators in this building.
I don't want to walk and put it in there. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since 5 p.m.
Just do me a favor real quick.
What?
As you're listening. Take a huge whiff and tell me if you can smell it through the radio. The stink of...
It really does smell, but it's hard salami and Gouda. Like little chunks. It's a cute little like to-go pack from Costco, and it smells like a giant fart. And I'm really sorry, but I'm not sorry because it's so good.
It's a jackass move.
It is, Cotton. I'm sorry. But I'm not at the same time. Because I work here, too, and I won't be told.
You're single-handedly holding me back from being the best radio host I can be.
I didn't burn popcorn. I'm not eating salmon. You can get through this.
It's all the same. It's so early. Who eats at this time of the day?
Why is that? Anybody that is doing intermittent fasting shouldn't talk to other people because you're a pusher and you're a judger.
Can't you have a glass of green tea like everybody else?
No, I can't.
You have to eat.
Everybody's different.
Handfuls of salami and Gouda.
Yeah. I do. And it's the portions are proper. It's a good caloric intake.
I don't
and protein.
blame things on people, but if I have a bad day today, now it's all your fault.
Okay, good.
It's a real jackass move.
Made a difference.
Radio Paparazzi.
Manscaped is a company that has decided to make Pete Davidson the face of their brand. Cool endorsement for him.
Surprise your girlfriend. Let's show them how hairless we could be, boys. Presentation matters. Don't make me get specific, because I will. Shave your... Shave it, baby.
All right. There you go. You got the gist of it. So the trailer for season 2, The Kardashians on Hulu, was released yesterday. It's going to be another juicy season. This one where Kim propositions Pete and he throws everything down and runs to her back.
We're back in case you missed us.
Oh my God.
Life is good. I have a new boyfriend.
Babe?
Yeah.
Do you want to shower with me really quick? Shower with
I'm just having a really good time.
Okay. You like it? Is it enough to get you to watch?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So a survey of 3,000 Americans found that 31% of people would sleep divorce if given the opportunity. Carson Daly actually doing that right now.
I do. I'll say it. I'll keep it real. Siri and I are sleeping apart right now because we're renovating our house. Like now she's pregnant, so she has some rough nights. I have sleep apnea, so I just started on this CPAP. It's a mask that makes all sorts of noise. When our house wasn't being renovated, we slept together, went through it. It was fine. We don't want to sleep apart, but we have now, and I think secretly we're both kind of like, this is kind of cool. Yeah, because you just get command of the whole room. I don't wake her, she doesn't wake me.
It truly does make a lot of sense. You know, when people are sleep deprived because of another partner in the room, you get snippy the next day, and that could lead to problems down the line. So if you're going to sit there and get a good night's sleep and then love on each other the next day, wouldn't you rather do that?
Yeah.
Right? I feel like there's a lot of sense to be made with that whole sleep divorce situation. Let's just not use the word divorce, though, in that.
There's got to be a better phrase.
Yeah. All right. Cameron Diaz, she is a mom now, and everything has been very secretive. They went through a surrogate, and they are very private about that whole situation, but she's talking about how motherhood has changed her.
I think just the being able to, have influence on a child that's developing. All mothers have that moment where you're watching your child and they're doing something first time and you're like, I remember doing that. It's really cool.
I remember being a drug mule back in the 90s when I was cut to yesterday. All right, blowing out their candles today, Christy Yamaguchi. She's been on the show, 51. Topher Grace is 44. And Richard Simmons somewhere is 74 today.
When the words "I'm pregnant" are uttered and you're happy about it, right? You're full of joy. You're gonna bring a life into the world. You're so excited that this new baby is gonna round out your family and bring so much joy. I have a friend, we're just gonna call him Joe. I told him I wouldn't talk much about his situation because our whole friend circle knows about this now. We've learned last weekend. His fiance told him 2 weeks ago that she was pregnant.
Okay.
They were planning on getting married in 24. Big elaborate wedding, one of those big golf course weddings where there's 300 people and middle of June kind of thing.
Yeah.
She just told him a couple weeks ago that she's pregnant. He's so excited. He's like, oh my God. It's first for both of them, right? And they're in their late 30s. So they've both kind of been waiting. He found out now the reason she said she was pregnant was to move up their wedding date. And here's why. They're together. They share like a townhouse.
Yeah.
They have separate incomes. And I don't know how to say this right. He's a businessman who has several diversified interests. The dude's loaded. Okay. I'll just put it that way. She has like a part-time job, but she lives at his place. She eats his food.
Okay.
She drives his cars, stuff like that. She wanted the wedding date moved up, and here's why. He took a contracting job on the East Coast. He'll be gone for 6 months starting in August. She will be alone without an income, so she wanted him to have to stay around while she's pregnant so that she doesn't have to go to work, basically.
That's the end game?
The end game was let's get married sooner so we have a combined bank. He's finding out about all this right now. He's wrecked about it. He's like, how do I spend the rest of my life with this woman
who lied
about being pregnant just so I wouldn't take this 6-month contract job so that she could continue living off my money?
How did she expect to explain like a miscarriage to him? I mean,
I don't know. I haven't talked to her about it. I don't really know her that well. I just know that he's been supporting her for a while, which is fine. I don't have any problems with that. I have a problem with somebody lying about being pregnant. There are so many people that can't have a baby.
Yeah. It wasn't to that extent. An acquaintance that I had was not getting married or anything like that, but she didn't like the idea of this guy who had broken up with her dating anybody else. And so she went as far as to get mock ultrasound photos on Google.
Way.
And she went into the depths of Google. You know when you go into Google image and you can just grab the first one that you see? People are like, is that a squirrel? Like it's easily identifiable. She went like 5-6 pages in, so there's no way you could say, oh, that looks a lot like the one that she had.
I guess if you got Photoshop skills, you can put the...
But man, she went on social media with it. It was something out of like a Dr. Phil episode. Like, I can't believe you would fake something like
There's
this.
few chunks of karma bigger, I think, than faking the pregnancy.
That's a one-way ticket to crazy town.
So I got a couple of minutes and I want to take calls because I think he's probably not the only guy that's gone through something like this. Do you know of somebody who has faked a pregnancy? And there has to be a deep-rooted reason for this. Mm-hmm. And if your reason is because I don't want to get a job because he might be gone for 6 months, that ain't good enough for me.
I think if you lie about something like that, there's no coming back from it. People can't like look the other way and say, oh, she had a misjudgment moment, but that's a big one. That's weird.
It got public.
Yeah.
He was telling friends, I'm going to be a daddy.
Yeah.
And now he's telling us all last weekend, the guys, I don't even know how to tell you this. She lied about this just so I wouldn't take this job. So have you ever been in a situation where somebody has faked the pregnancy? There has to be a good reason why. Now, Macy is on hold. I want to bring her on next because she knows of an NFL player that got caught up in this mix. Can you tell me one reason that you could ever or would ever fake a pregnancy?
No. As a female, I feel like we lose a lot of credibility. That is a big responsibility to make and grow a human as a woman. Like, we can hang our hats on that, and to dangle it in front of a man is not right.
So my friend Joe was about to take this contract gig. He was going to be away for 6 months, and his fiance basically said, I'm pregnant. You got to stick around. I don't want to have this baby alone.
Yeah.
And she's not pregnant. She just wanted him to stick around because she didn't want to have to kind of get a job while he was gone. And I'm like, I don't tell people what to do, but I wanted to tell him, like, dude, you got to get out of this. Like, you can't put this genie back in the bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to forever look at this relationship and go, how could you lie to me about something like that?
I know. That's a big one. And now all of the friends know.
Yeah. That was
then
the thing.
more
like,
people are going to know.
He went, oh my God, I'm going to be a daddy. You know, we're buying him cigars and beers and everything. And like, what are you picking up for names? Do you want it to be a boy? He's like, of course I want a boy.
What guys don't understand is when a woman finds out, like, for a brief moment, you might be the only person in the world that knows what the results on that stick are.
Yeah.
And it's a very intimate moment where all you do is think about your baby. You know, guys do that too, whether they express it or not. They think about being a dad.
Macy has a story. This is your friend. This is an NFL player too, right?
So my friend actually did that one time when she was sleeping with an NFL player.
Oh my God.
I think he stopped replying to her. Like, he kind of ghosted her after he got what he wanted. And she knew that I had another friend that she didn't know that was pregnant. So she wanted me to take a photo of her positive pregnancy test and send it to her so she could use it to send it to the NFL player to get money for a quote-unquote abortion, but just obviously to keep.
Wow.
I don't think I did it. I hope I didn't do it.
What?
I know she had never ended up sending anything, even if I did send her the photo.
Okay.
But after that, I realized she was kind of crazy and we're not friends anymore. But, yep.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. That's a nice quick wrap. I like that.
That's really gross, ladies. Don't do that. There are so many men out there. You don't need their money, their attention. That makes me sad.
Ashley's online too. Tell me about this. Is your current boyfriend, right?
So him and his ex, they split and she moved to a different state. Well, 5 months later, she messages him, hey, I'm pregnant and it's yours. Keep in mind, she's been living in a different state for 5 months. And she said that she was 5 months pregnant.
Oh,
okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, he figured it out, thankfully. You know, he can do a little bit of math.
Yep.
It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
So my advice, if you're going to lie about being pregnant, at least make sure that the timelines add up.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Now, the question was, and I appreciate your call, Summer, I got time for one more. And when I answered earlier, you said there is a reason that you did this?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
And it was, I went to an all women's treatment center, and I am a little heavy in the tummy area. Like, I look like I'm 8.5 months pregnant.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I get asked a lot, especially by women, oh, how far along are you? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I didn't know these women, and I only had to spend, 30 days with them. And this woman comes up, and she starts rubbing my back. And she goes, oh, every pregnant lady deserves a back rub daily. I'm like, oh, yeah, I am so pregnant.
Please don't tell me you did this for back rubs.
You admitted to being fake pregnant for back rubs?
I mean, she was rubbing it, and I didn't want to be like, no, I'm not pregnant, and be like, how embarrassing, like, I don't want to be, I don't want to make her feel like, oh, I'm so sorry, because most women are like, I know better than to, just assume that somebody's pregnant, but
yeah,
I'm so sick of telling people, nope, just fat.
Give me a back rub instead.
Nobody loves back rubs and pampering more than this girl right here, but I don't know if I would go along with that.
All right. Well,
I never talked to him again, after the 30 days. I mean, some of them I do, but...
So then what happened?
It was,
you just left, and then...
Well, I graduated.
And then you never saw them again?
Well, not... no, I never seen her again. No,
what if she's listening? What if she's listening to this right now and she goes, oh, remember that girl in treatment that I used to give daily back rubs to? She was fake pregnant.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Listen, at very least, I appreciate your complete and utter transparency and honesty with us. Thank you, Summer.
Absolutely. But I would never do that to, like, my fiance or, I have 3 kids. There's no way that I would lie like that. But, I get asked so many times, and I'm just so sick of saying I'm fat, So I just said, yeah.
I'm sorry that happens all the time. That's really gross that people make it their business and say that. That's like, I feel like you learn that. Liam knows not to do that, and he's 10.
Right. You would think women would know that, but...
You would think.
Yeah. All right.
But anyways, thank you,
Interesting
guys.
angle.
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate it. I'm still processing hey, I was getting free back rubs for being fake pregnant. But, all right. Thanks, Summer. Appreciate it.
I heard the audio of these 2 little kids that care about their mom so much, they realize that their mom is just constantly making important decisions, so they have one request.
Can we stop making decisions? Stop making decisions, because every time, yesterday we made a decision, it was not really nice.
She probably made the decision, we have to go get your shots, save your life.
Dentist,
doctor, homework. The big decisions that you have to make in life. What's the last one that you think Trisha had to make for the kids?
Last big decision for the kids?
Yeah, it's got to be about the kids. I mean, moms, whether you realize it or not, if you sat there at the end of the day and you're like, I decided this for a human, this.
Trish struggled quite a bit when Peyton came home from his sophomore year of college and said, Mom, I'm moving off campus next year. You got to see the house I'm moving into.
Yeah.
And so we drove by it, and she kind of did one of those things like she just shuddered a little bit. And I go, wait, what's wrong? I lived in one of those. And she goes, I don't know if that's safe. And I go, we're not sending him away to be safe. We're sending him away for a life experience. And I said, you have to live in a place where there's only cold water, and that when you plug something in, it sparks. And
you mean be uncomfortable
there's
a little bit.
There's a legitimate chance that someone's going to break in at any time and steal all your stuff.
Yeah.
That's what living off campus is about. And she never had that opportunity. She always had nice apartments and suites and stuff like that. So I think her last big decision was to let him do him.
Yeah. I think that is a great segue into mine. I let Liam do him yesterday because he's hardcore into football season. Now we're transitioning into, and I'm like, all right, open gym at the field house is right after your football camp. Do you feel like you can get yourself there and get
how far away?
Everything. It's about a parking lot.
So your last big decision as a mother was to let your son walk across the parking lot?
Let him transition from one event to the next on his own. Can he get there? Everything together.
With a bunch of friends and everything?
No, he wanted to go shoot by himself and join a scrimmage. And I was like, you know what? He wants to practice, and I don't want to run back into town and watch him walk across the parking lot. He can handle that. And he can. You set kids up for the next chapter of their life. And I feel like we're doing a really good job with him. I did send him with his gizmo watch in case I had to call him, make sure he got there okay, but I didn't.
He left that in his bag. You never got a hold of him, and never, ever.
Yeah, made the decision that he's not doing fall baseball because it's too much with all the other stuff he has going on. Made the decision that he will be joining an extra class after school on certain days in coding. Coding is going to be a big deal for his generation, and I want him to grow his brain a little bit. Just like weird
the last big parent decision though you made was you get to walk across that parking lot by yourself.
Yeah, it is a big decision for me to do that.
I feel like at about 4, I was telling my kids, you just got to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
I know, and I trust him with every fiber of my being, and I think a lot of parents can say that. It's just you can't trust other people. And that's the hardest part for me.
Hi, Ashley. How you feeling?
Good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for being on the show. We were talking about these little kids, super funny. They're just they don't want mom to make decisions anymore.
Can we stop making decisions? Stop making decisions, because every time, yesterday we made a decision, it was not really nice.
So we're like, all right, well, what's the last big parenting decision Ashley made?
I put my 8-month-old in daycare.
Okay, and what was your hesitancy with that? Just obviously catching germs and not one-on-one?
More time with her. I had the first 10 months with my son until he went into daycare.
Yeah.
So I just wanted that one-on-one time with them before.
And it was just time to go back to work, or it was just a good time to get into the daycare you wanted to be?
I took my kids to work with me.
Oh.
So when they were like 2 or 3 weeks old, I went back to work and worked with them. So.
Well, how's it going so far?
Oh, good.
Good. Do they have one of those cameras?
It's weird not having my daughter with me all the time.
Yeah.
And for like the first 2 weeks, I was like, am I making a mistake? Should I just not bring her to daycare? But it works out for the best.
You must have a daycare you really trust and love. I think Kat was going to try and ask, do they have one of those cameras where you can peek in on them throughout the day?
Oh, no, my daycare is 2 doors down.
Oh, also it's right next to you. And are you working from home then? No, you sound like you're going to the office.
No, I work in a foster home. I'm a CNA.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Got it. Well, I hope you can avoid the hand, foot, and mouth, because that's where my kid got it.
I think there's probably some...
we got COVID last week, so we're already done with. I'm over sickness. I was in the house for that whole 4th of July weekend.
Oh no,
with 3 sick kids, so I'm good.
All right. Well, it's good to get it all out of the way at once, right? Instead of having them kind of tear it off.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the rest of the summer that we're not going to get sick.
All right. Well, hang in there, Mom. You sound like you're doing the right thing. I appreciate you being on our show.
Oh, thank you. You guys have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Any of your kids get hand, foot, and mouth? That was the worst thing ever.
I don't know. Trish probably would know. I don't pay much attention to any of my children.
Okay.
Or what they do or how they are.
Right. The Stearns County Highway Department is warning motorists about lane closures on a very busy stretch of road this week, and it starts actually today. Division Street, County Road 75 between 28th Avenue in Way Park and Collegeville Road. So, of course, detours are going to be posted. Just wanted to let you know it's active today through Thursday, weather permitting. The father of a teenager killed in the 2018 mass shooting in Parkland, Florida, took in a Joe Biden press conference, and at the event, he just had to speak up.
Because make no mistake, sit down, you'll hear what I have to say. If you think you...
I've been trying to tell you this for years.
Let me finish my comment. Let him talk. No one... Okay?
President Biden, you can do more. You can open an office in the White House, just a department that will be working on gun violence prevention with a national director, and no one needs to approve that. So that's the call that is totally on you.
There you go. That was Manuel Oliver. His son Joaquin was killed, one of the 17 that was killed. And, people that are going through such a traumatic event like that have some of the best ideas and are so passionate.
That is a great idea. I know we hear probably 1/1000th of the ideas and the departments that go through our government and stuff like that. But you would think that at this point, after all the gun violence in our country, we would have at least some kind of a national recognition of some kind of team that is working.
Yeah.
And updating the public as to how we're going to get past this.
Sometimes it just takes somebody to speak up. All right, not this woman, though. Listen to this very drunk Karen. She didn't seem drunk when I watched the video. She just seemed extremely
racist,
unwoke, racist, out of her element. But this guy, black guy, standing outside of his home. He's standing on his driveway in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and she's stopping him from going back into his house.
What are you right now sitting out here doing?
I'm minding my own business. What are you doing?
I don't think you are minding your own business.
Okay, what do you think I'm doing?
I'm not really sure, but I'll figure it out.
I'm probably where I live.
What the are you doing right now?
I'm standing outside my house. You're standing outside of my house.
Why are you standing outside of your house doing what you're doing?
I don't think that's any of your concern, what I'm doing. Bye. It's called being black, folks. She can't get out of the gate. She can't get out of the gate.
That was the cherry on top of that racism Sunday, because she goes to leave and she marches off and she can't get out of the complex because the gate is too hard for her to figure out. This man outside playing Pokemon with his 2 kids,
just
where you find
calm,
Pokemon.
collected, realized that this woman is about the epitome of racism.
I think this is what you have to do, though. You got to put those people on blast. You got to put their face out there, because even if it doesn't teach them a lesson, they hopefully will not do it again to anybody. leave people
I just
alone.
never understood how you can hate somebody you
so
don't
odd.
know. I just don't get that.
Yeah. All right, so an art collective in New York City, they're selling popsicles, and they're shaped like rich people.
Time to eat the rich, y'all. We got Bill Gates, we got Jack Ma, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and the most popular Elon Musk. Let's go, baby.
There you go. The ice cream truck rolls up. I love that. Time to eat some rich people, y'all. It looks delicious. I would probably have me a Jeff Bezos.
I would go with an Elon Musk.
The big bald head. You get more ice cream for your buck. So, but it's like $10 a popsicle. I feel like maybe I'd spend that just for the gram.
So weird.
Weird stuff.
Everybody called me weird. I am weird.
I don't think this is a little weird.
No, I don't think it's weird at all.
Weird news.
This would be a weird concoction. A chef on TikTok going viral for turning a McDonald's chicken nugget Happy Meal into something gourmet.
Hey, Chef, can you turn my Happy Meal gourmet?
Yes, I would love to. So the first step, we're going to make pâte à choux. Next up, chicken McNuggets in the Roboku. I have pasta dough. We're going to make tortelloni today. We turn chicken McNuggets, French fries, and crispy apple pie into tortelloni 10.0.
Blech.
Yeah,
Have you ever just gotten by with the ingredients that you had because you were so hard up for cash? Like I used to make hot dog Kraft singles cheese tortilla wraps. Freaking gross. I used to do that and like think it was okay because I had no money. I'm like, I'm
trying to think of what was the most like kind of white trashy food I've ever had to make by myself. I've done cereal and water before.
What?
Yeah, when I didn't have any milk, I've done cereal and water. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, sometimes like it would be like I had a great cereal, like Captain Crunch, and I didn't want it to like rip the top of my mouth open.
Sure.
And so I would put water on it.
Saltines and jam. Yeah. Don't even think about it.
You ever been so poor that you didn't have any bread that you just took a scoop of peanut butter and a scoop of jelly on each spoon and then shoved them in each side of your mouth?
No, but I feel like you're getting to a point where we can't return from. So that is what's weird. I saw this video. He's sitting there and he's rapping, and his daughter is with him. And he said that she is starting to take more of an interest in the rap world, maybe wanting to become one herself.
How old is his daughter?
I think she's like 13 or 14 years old, but she's loving that lifestyle where she can flow.
Who wouldn't? I think it's pretty glamorous. You know what I mean? If you're not one of these like starving artists, I mean, obviously your dad's one of the bigger artists in the world right now.
Doors are probably gonna be open for you, but then they could start this legacy. He's a rapper, then she'll be a rapper. Maybe her kids will be rappers. If I were to go into what my mom did, I feel like I would.
You'd be a horrible teacher.
I'd be a horrible teacher.
Yeah.
Like she tells me these stories, and my response is, one time I was like, hit him in the back of the head. She was like, oh no, we can't even look at them sideways. Or like she's like, I try to get their attention, but they're always on their phones. I'm like, what the hell? How is that even possible? Put it in your bag or have one of those things that hangs on the back like your shoes are supposed to go in them. And then you put your phone in there. There's no reason. You don't need to be checking your, what do they do? Minecraft in middle school? Whatever it is.
It's all Snapchat.
But I was like, no, that would not fly with me. I would be fired immediately. I would be caught on camera yelling, screaming.
So if you had to follow in one of your parents' footsteps, it would be your dad then?
He actually followed in my footsteps.
Oh yeah, he was in radio for a while, right?
Yep. And then he got into radio sales. And
slightly different.
Slightly different. He became a salesperson, which is not always bad.
That's when you quit talking to him for a couple years, right?
No. But I thought that was kind of funny. But are you doing something that your parents are doing? Maybe your mom's a nurse and you were like, I love what she does. I love how big her heart is. And you got into the nursing business or teaching or law enforcement or whatever.
So my mom, her career was she worked, to help battered women get out of that lifestyle and help them get back on their feet and survive. I think that would be fulfilling. I don't know if that plays to my strengths. My dad, after he got out of the military, was a hydraulic engineer. That definitely doesn't play to my strengths. Maybe I could. He was just he was analytical. Like he really could see a problem, think it through, where I'm a little bit more of a reactor.
Yeah. Lisa just texted. She said, my mom has been a hairstylist for 35 years, and I went to beauty school, and now I work at her salon. So that's pretty cool. You're both beauticians.
I like that. So, are you doing something right now? Like, is your job right now something following in one of your parents' footsteps? If so, let's give them a shout real quick, and I want to know what that job is. Will you call us? Hi, Tara. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We were talking about MGK and his daughter maybe trying to get into the rap game. And we thought, it'd be kind of fun to spend some time with our listeners asking if you are following in your parents' footsteps. You kind of are, right?
I am.
What are you doing?
My dad owns a well drilling company, and I work for him.
Okay. And is it the hope that one day you will inherit this business, or are you trying to put your new millennial spin on it?
He is probably one of the most old school people, so putting a new school spin on it is definitely struggling.
Okay.
But no, it's it's good. I like it. I really enjoy being able to spend time with my dad when he is actually in the office, but he calls me like a million times a day, which is fine, but it's funny.
So is this, you don't have to say how well it does, but it does, because it's a
Good
well drink. Thank you. But is it pretty lucrative? I mean, do you hope to take over this business someday? Is this where you'd like to be?
My cousin is one of the company is split up a little bit, but it's one of those things where my cousin, who's been working there for much longer than I have, will probably be taking it over, and I cannot drill a well. I am good with paperwork, and I am really great on that side of things.
That's a very important side of a business.
If I were ever offered it, it is. But if I was ever offered, I'm sure I would take a stake in it. But as of right now, I think it's going to be going to two other gentlemen, one would be my cousin and another a good friend of our families.
Still good to work with family.
As long as they have every intention of continuing on to continue this legacy and a good name, then just welcome it. Hey, I got a tagline for you.
Oh, yeah.
We drill them, God fills them. Do you get it? Because it's like God made the water, but we drill them, the well, and then God fills it with water.
There you go.
Yeah, I was supposed to be in
Don't laugh
marketing.
at that.
She loves it.
Be better, Tara.
We
All
drill them, God fills them.
All right. Thanks for checking in. I really liked having you on the show. I hope things go well today.
Thanks. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Mine was so much better.
Does it help by saying it was so much better out loud?
No, but it helps having this.
Okay.
Noah, good morning. How are you?
Good, you?
Good, man. What are you doing? You're following in mom or dad's footsteps?
I'm following in his dad's footsteps.
Well, I'm sorry, say that again. Your phone broke up just a little bit. I want to make sure everyone hears what you said.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I am following in my dad's footsteps who followed in his dad's footsteps.
Oh, third generation.
That's
doing
awesome.
what?
We're vacuum salesmen in Wilmer. We have the vacuum store in Wilmer where everything we sell sucks.
I love
Everything
it.
we sell sucks. Let's go, everybody. Thank you. All right.
That is funny. You should get a billboard and just say, we suck.
Now,
People would love it.
do you
it's up there.
do you do more repair or sales at the vacuum store in Wilmer?
I do sales.
What's your favorite kind of
We do
vacuum?
a ton of repairs, too. I like cars, but that's an unknown name brand, but
So I have a
that's what we've been
Dyson.
selling for 30 years.
I have
well, we fix a lot of them.
Oh, you fix a lot of Dysons?
I see his
They suck,
angle.
but not in a good way, if you know what I mean.
No, mine has never crapped out. It always works so well. I love mine.
Hey, Noah, when we bought our place, it had this this giant central vac system that we don't really use anymore. Was that a thing of the past? Nobody does that anymore, do they?
Oh, no. We still install them all the time.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
All right. Well, and do you think
Yeah,
that?
and they actually come up.
Go ahead, finish.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, do you think
they
that?
just,
God
Shut
damn
up.
it.
Okay, go.
Go, Noah, go.
Go, Noah. It's your turn.
well, I was just going to say they come out with more cooler and cooler stuff for their central vacs. It's kind of crazy.
All right. And do you hope to someday pass this along to your spawn, or will it end with you?
Well, hopefully. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to keep sending it down the line.
All right, very cool, man. Well, I appreciate you checking in. It's good to talk to you. Are you, last quick question, are you kind of drawn to our show? I mean, do you listen because Kat's old nickname is Hoover?
I'm not even mad about that.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Everyone's aware of that.
You are now.
All right. I was going to do that joke on you. Did not think it was going to fly with the FCC, but now my boss did it.
Wait.
My boss, a manager.
The joke was because Kat used to own a Hoover vacuum and she kept the box in the back of her car all the time.
Oh.
So people are like, there goes Hoover. And because you could see it out of the back window.
Sure it was.
That's why it was. What is wrong with you?
It was a slow motion voice of vacuuming.
You have an actual problem.
Radio Paparazzi.
Like a crime scene. Can you imagine walking in and seeing blood everywhere? Kim is telling the story.
North is really into special effects makeup, and she's really good at it. I rented a house this summer, and she took all of her special effects makeup, and she decided not only to prank me and do it on her and Chicago, but she made the whole room look like a murder scene. I cleaned up the kids, but I was really too tired to clean up the whole room, so I was waiting till the next morning to clean it up. I had to rush out the door and go to school. The housekeeper came and tried to call the authorities, thinking that it was a full, real murder scene. And I had to, let them know it was completely just a prank, and my kids were doing special effects makeup.
It happens to everyone's kids. I get that. When the housekeeper comes in, and yeah, it just happens.
Mickey Rourke trashing Tom Cruise, not even trying to, hide his feelings.
Mickey, when you see someone like Tom Cruise grossing $1 billion with Top Gun, the sequel,
that doesn't mean to me. The guy's been doing the same effing part for 35 years, I got no respect for that. I don't care about money and power. I care about when I watch Al Pacino work and Chris Walken and De Niro's early work, and that's the kind of actor I want to be, like Brando back in the day, and a lot of guys that just tried to stretch as actors.
You don't think Tom Cruise is a good actor?
I think he's irrelevant in my world.
Oh, okay. Dove Cameron. I don't need it. That Dove Cameron.
The boyfriend song.
Sounds just like it. But she's talking about how she starts her mornings. It actually sounds pretty fabulous.
I always like to start my morning with a little intentional journaling, just because I feel like it really sets my intention for the day, because I am not a morning person. I kind of need to say I'm going to have, talk myself through it, get myself ready. So especially on a day like today where I might have a busy day or a really long day, I like to take 5 minutes and just set my intention.
We should start journaling together.
Nope.
Okay.
You couldn't pay me enough to sit in here for 5 minutes and journal anything. Plus, the thoughts it would be on paper, we're all going to prison.
Dark stuff right there. Blowing out their candles today, we have Michelle Rodriguez, tough chick, 44. Cheryl Ladd is 71. Brock Lesnar, brother, is 45. And guess who just turned 64? And in honor of it, Kevin Bacon sang the Beatles, When I'm 64.
Would you still meet me? Would you still greet me when I'm 64? I mean, really? 64.
Yeah. He's so not cool. He used to be cool, and now he's singing with his llamas and his goats and sitting next to a pile of llama poop with his ukulele. That's his life. But he seems pretty happy. There you go.
Let's begin now.
All right, let's get after it on a Tuesday. Good morning, Kat. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Give me one great thing that you did yesterday. One good quality human thing.
Oh, man. What did I do?
It's going to be a stretch.
Oh, man. I made amazing Juicy Lucy burgers. We do naked burgers in the house, have for 2 years, so no bun or anything like that. I know when Liam ate at your house, it was I get a bun, I don't feed him, but we had that. It was just nice. It was a nice night. He went to football camp, and then he walked himself to the field house and did some basketball, and that was the day. No, he and I went to lunch at Leanne Chin, and then he dropped some checks in the bank in his bank account, so that was kind of cool. Ran errands. We were crazy. Went to get a car wash. We were nuts.
It's the most basic day I've ever heard of in my entire life.
It was, but it just kept moving. No real downtime. Yours?
Mine ended with my son at driver's ed.
Gross.
Is that
Am I
weird?
that old?
My youngest. Again, Nolan I was at this job here for about 2 or 3 years when he was born.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And he's going
crazy.
through driver's ed right now, which is buck wild. And that was after hitting in the cage for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And had to have his phone repaired. I'll drop it. I'm hemorrhaging money at this point in my life.
Why? It's just, he needs to get a job.
He's 15 years, I know. Well, and that's, Trish and I struggle with this all the time. We're like, he's got to get a job, and he'll umpire here and there and stuff like that. But his days right now, I mean, literally, he gets up, he works out, and then he has some friend time, and then there's something every night. If it's not football, it's baseball, and baseball will wrap up this week, and then it'll be football, and we'll start skating right away. I mean, it's just, he's just the kid, right?
Yeah.
So, but I have to start the day by giving a very special good morning to my lovely bride, Trisha. Today is going to be a tough day for her.
Oh, no.
If you've followed our journey over about the last year, it was almost a year ago that we found out that she had cancer. And she's on the cusp of finishing up. She's got 3 more treatments, and then it's pretty much done. But today's going to be a really, really rough day for her. So if you could say an extra prayer, I'd be grateful. She has to go to work today.
No, like in person.
She has to go into work today.
After all she's gone through, this is going to be the toughest by far.
I'm not downplaying the cancer at all, guys. But she has to go into a meeting today.
Yeah.
And then has to go into another meeting. And she was stressing pretty hard about it. And I don't want to be insensitive.
Yeah.
But we were here every day that everyone was sick. The hospitals were full.
Is she making it a big deal at home? Like, I have to
She's not,
go to
but
bed
I can tell, I
early?
go, what's wrong? I just gotta go to work. She's very comfortable in her routine of maybe getting Nolan to a workout and then working from home. And she loves that the dog is there. And she loves that our Keurig is there. I mean, she's got all these comforts, right?
Yeah.
And she actually has to get dressed up and go into several high-level meetings today. So I know it's going to be tough. So, honey, have a great day. Good luck.
Put on pants.
Yeah, I'm like...
Normally she's 50-50.
She goes...
Party on top or party in the bottom. She
goes, I don't know where my dress shoes are.
Oh, no.
She hasn't had to put on nice shoes other than tennis shoes forever and ever.
And now, another post from Aunt Nora.
I would love to know when neighbor John's sprinkler system is going to go off. I went out for mail at 1 p.m. on Thursday and then again at 6 p.m. on Monday. What a weird schedule. I will have to wear my raincoat. John responded in the comments with, it was actually 1 on Thursday and 5 on Monday. Now you know. She liked it.
That was another post from Kat's Aunt Nora.
I could see that people would want a little bit of history like this. Nostalgia if you grew up in Kimball or if you grew up always skiing at Powder Ridge. It might be cute. They are giving you a chance to own some of the slopes and take it back to your house on a permanent basis. So they're auctioning off components of this old double chairlift that they're replacing. And the actual chairs themselves and other items have a minimum bid set at $50, and then it runs through July 20th. Online. So go ahead and start your bid.
I might buy one of these just to leave it in my truck and then drop it off at your house and see what you could find to do with something like this.
How fun is it, like, to hang from a beam in your garage as like a bench? I think that would be kind of cool.
You don't need your garage for cars or anything during the winter.
Not at all. New York City Emergency Management Department thought it was very important for the people of New York to know how to react to a nuclear bomb. Here is a small clip of what they are knowing.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why. Just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do? Get inside fast. Stay inside. If you were outside after the blast, get clean immediately. Remove and bag all outer clothing to keep radioactive dust or ash away from your body.
Got it.
And don't go outside until officials say it's safe. All right? You've got this.
No, you don't.
I feel like the line, you've got this, is reserved for like starting your New Year's resolution of like working out. I don't want to hear it with a nuclear bomb. You've got this.
You don't. You don't have it.
I would panic and then we would probably die.
The problem is, even if you do get all your clothes in a bag and you stay inside, the nuclear winter that follows that will kill us all.
Right. So
I don't mean to be the pessimist here, but I understand how this works.
Yeah, they're ready for it.
They're
though,
just trying to make you not freak out. It's over.
Yeah. In sports, let's move on. There is a new 7-part documentary I feel like you're going to watch, huh?
Yeah, the Derek Jeter one?
Yeah, it's called The Captain, and he's talking about how he and A-Rod, they were good, and now they're not so good.
What's Derek about? What's he really like?
My parents did a great job saying, you're going to deal with racism. Their job was to get a headline, and I wasn't going to give it to them. Phones back then, my career would have been 3 years long.
I approached him and I said, are we good? And he said,
oh, man.
Kind of.
One thing with me, I'm very loyal. But loyalty one way is stupidity.
Nobody hid in plain sight like Derek Jeter.
There you go. Talking about how A-Rod used to be close with him, and then he started trash-talking him with the press and in the public.
And Derek Jeter's always been one of the most admired athletes because of just his presence. And he was a good role model for so many people.
You shot Derek Jeter?
He's a biracial angel.
You cost me $100,000.
That's a great line.
So a new TikTok trend, and I don't know if I like it or if it's funny or if it's not funny, but it's called #FightPrank. So what you do is you run into the room where your little kid is, and you say stuff like this.
Go put your shoes on now. Why? Because I'm going to go fight this girl, and if her son comes out, I need you to fight him. Okay. There's this girl I have to go fight, and if her daughter tries to jump in, I need you to help me fight her too. Come get your shoes on.
I don't know how to fight yet.
It's like sad, but then it's like...
It's so great.
Some of the kids will pound their fists like, let's go, Mom, I got you back. And then some are like, no, this is so wrong. We should not go fight anybody. Let's just stay in our house. So I wonder how Liam would react if I did that. I think it's a good social experiment, but I'm not going to do it.
I can't tell you how many times growing up this was almost a thing.
Where your dad
where my
would
dad's
say,
like, if it goes down, do you got my back? And I'd be like, of course I do, Dad. No problem.
Why? So many times. What?
I blame the military.
All right.
Have you heard how many people are going to be on the planet this year?
I have not.
The global population will pass 8 billion people in November.
Wow. Even after a pandemic. Isn't that weird to think about?
The pandemic didn't do much damage to the younger population who are still having the babies and multiple of them. I remember a couple of years ago, I heard that it seemed like this last generation that's just getting through school and having families are only deciding, so a lot of people are not having a baby. A lot of people are only having one because they thought the world is such a terrible place to raise a family.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the view everywhere. By the way, later this year, China will not be the most populated country in the world anymore.
Who is it?
India.
Okay.
They each have about 1.4 billion people. So take India, take China, and the rest of us only have about 5 billion people.
I don't know. I just love the concept of only having one kid. I think China's always been on to something. The way they do it, I don't think is right, where if you don't have a boy, you send the girl away and try until you get a boy.
Why do you
don't
like
agree with that.
I mean, if you could have had more kids, you wouldn't have, you don't think?
I don't know. Like, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I have a 10-year-old. Oh, my God. What if we had two? Like, we would not have
you would
what
likely
we have.
had a second pretty close to Liam.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
If I didn't have those medical issues, I think we would have just done two. But
was that your thought
one,
going into it? Did you guys have that talk? Like, we want 2 kids?
I think so. I don't think we ever wanted 3. Gross.
That's what Trish and I had. We had the talk of 2.
Yeah.
And then we had a whole bunch of friends that had 3 that were like, there's no difference.
Where are those friends now?
Did they
help
suck.
you change those diapers?
They have been disowned. I don't talk to any of those jerks anymore.
Good call.
I'm telling you right now, you can have as many kids as you want. You do what you want. But if anybody approaches you and says there's no difference between 2 and 3, they're a damn liar.
Yeah. I rave to all my friends that think about having a second. I always say, don't do it. Don't do it. Have just one. Enjoy money, travel, do fun things, make memories. Think about it. You might say, yeah, we travel and we do fun things and we have a family of 4 or 5, but could you do more?
You know what you missed out on?
You could always do more.
Your kids fighting.
Yes.
You don't have any of that. My kids battle royale, especially they verbal spar just for fun.
Yeah. I have a friend, she has 3 boys and they are 12, 10, and 7. And they just like jack each other in the face out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Unsuspecting punch to the face.
That's why I always wish I would have had a brother.
But she's like this. She's got this one's wrist. She's got this one's temple.
Yeah.
And she's talking to me the whole time. And I'm like, do you want me to give you a sec? No, not at all.
Yeah, see?
And she's
They
drinking
multitask
coffee
better.
with her she's got a third arm that she's drinking coffee. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to live that life, you know? And
that is the one thing I'm a little bit jealous about. You've never had to separate your children.
Yeah.
And you've never had to sit at the dinner table and have them call each other nasty names. Like, that's the worst. I just made you an amazing dinner, and you're just going to beat on each other verbally.
We just love being the trio. You know, we have a really good time, and every year Liam's getting better, you know.
Now he doesn't need you anymore. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
The perfect opportunity to reignite an old friendship. So this was a really interesting study that I read about this morning. This is out of the University of Pittsburgh. What they did is they took a whole bunch of people and asked to see what the reaction was when they reached out to an old friend that they hadn't talked to in years. They took an extra group of people and reached out to friends that they haven't heard from in years, all right? And bottom line is, it all makes their lives significantly better. Now, life gets busy. You have families. You move. You get different friend groups when your kids start participating in events, all sorts of stuff. We all have left friends behind, and you usually don't feel bad about it. But the big chunk of research says if you take a moment to message them, to mail them a small gift, it will significantly increase their life as far as the happiness goes if you can do one small thing. So I thought, all right, everybody today, I want you to think about one person you would reach out to that you haven't talked to in years that you think would make them happy if they heard from you. Who would yours be, Kat?
I would say my friend Ginger, who I had only really known for about 365 days. I moved to Fargo, and we were like instant, you know, like just clicked as really good friends, and we were together every single day. She worked another morning show in my building, and then we would go and have a salad, and we would work out, and we would watch shows, and we were both kind of single. And I remember, I'm going to be really truthful, I had no money in my bank account, and I thought I was pregnant, and she bought me a pregnancy test. So she's been through a lot with me.
Oh, you are a gem.
I learned after that. I did not.
You always kept $3 with you?
Any premarital coitus at all after that until I met Derek.
I would reach out to my sophomore in college roommate. His name was Ben. And he was a complete stoner, but a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I lost track of him after college. And the last I heard, he was actually, do you know what High Times Magazine is?
Yeah, it's about weed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually a contributing writer. He had moved back to California, was a contributing writer for High Times Magazine. I've tried to look him up several times, and I can't find him. I'm afraid he'd really, really got too high and fell off the face of the earth, like legitimately.
Oh, sad.
So I'd reach back out to him because I haven't had a chance to have a conversation with him in a long time.
You know, adult friendships are really weird. There's this meme, and I just looked it up. It's so funny. It says adult friendship equals two people saying, I haven't seen you in forever. We should probably hang out more over and over until one of you dies. And so it's just like, that's what happens. But you make those friends and you think about them.
So what's trending today is the ability, and with the technology we have today, it is so readily available to be able to reach out to somebody you've lost contact with. So I want you to just real quick text their first name and then tell us who they were in your life, just briefly. So for me, it would be Ben, old college roommate. For Kat, it would be what was it?
Ginger.
Ginger bought me pregnancy test.
Yeah.
You know, give us a one line. And
you always have just an innate ability to turn my life
and
into
why they were once special in your life. Then reach out to that person today. Just reconnect. So my oldest son, Peyton, is going to be a junior in college this year. And this summer, he's kind of been living at the house he's going to live at for school and then back at our place, kind of back and forth, mostly because his house that he has for school is really what you would expect college housing to be, right? It was a house that was probably built in the 20s or the 30s, narrow stairwells, lights that don't work, you know, stuff like that, holes in the sheetrock. Just it's kind of like Animal House.
Yeah, sounds appealing.
A little bit proud, a little bit scared. But when there's a hot day, they don't have air conditioning.
Yeah.
So he flutters back to our house and
hey guys,
lays in the basement for a while and stuff like that. But when he's home, I really, one of the things I like the most is I like being able to play pool with him. And so the other night when we were playing, I'm like, oh, just one more game. And he's like, Dad, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm like, just one more game of 9-ball. And he's like, you always say just one more, but it's never just one more. And it made me start thinking, is there just one more in your life? For me, it's 9-ball. Just one more game, because usually the games are pretty quick. And especially if I don't play a great last game, just one more. Got to end on a high note.
Yeah.
And then I found myself saying it in the batting cage this weekend with the boys. You always got to end on a good pitch, right? So as I'm throwing BP, I get the guys go, just one more. Just one more, coach.
Yeah.
So what's your just one more?
So I told you one, and I want to change it, but I know you wrote it on Facebook. So I said donuts, but I meant like donut holes, like the smaller one. But what I really do when I say that in my head is the last minute of a massage. I just want one more minute. Just one more minute. Just keep going.
Now, I'm not
Infinite.
a massage expert like you.
Yeah.
Is there a wind down process? Can you feel when they're kind of winding down and when your time is up?
The worst. But I go to these Chinese people that do acupuncture through the foot, and you can feel it. And
Is this the one at the mall?
The mall, and then across from the mall, they know their stuff. Like, it's pretty amazing how everything is connected. But how they end jolts you out of a state of euphoria. They do like on your back. And I'm just like, holy hell, I don't want you to do that, because
what's the theory and why that works?
I don't know. Maybe it's just
to wake you up?
Maybe, but it's horrible. I hate that.
Does that mean pay now?
That means like, you're done. Get the hell out. We have other people lined up, but they do a really good job.
Already people commenting on Facebook. Chapter. Just one more chapter. Tim had said beer. One more episode, Carrie said on Netflix. Just one more episode. See, that's 25 minutes though.
And that's really, that is a slippery slope, because I've been wanting to do that with Stranger Things. And then before you know it, your day is gone. And I want to be a functional parent. So
what is your just one more? So Kat is donut/massage. Carrie said episode. I said game of 9-ball. What would yours be? Will you call us real quick? Yes, we're giving away Rocks tickets right here with this Easter egg inside our Playhouse podcast. The game is July 22nd. You're going to get on the Beaver Island Sports Deck. We've got one pair to give away, so hurry up and text this word.
Owen. 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 You text that right now to 320-251-1047 to win.
Good luck. I guarantee we've all uttered the words just one more. But what is your just one more? So I asked Kat before the show, and immediately she said...
I said donuts. And then I wanted to change it, because I very rarely eat donuts. Maybe once every few months. Like, I don't, unless they're brought in here. I'm going to risk it.
Kat is a sucker for listener food. I'm
going to risk it for the biscuit, babe.
I will never eat listener. And you might make the greatest thing, and you might bring us something. And I think that is... You're the tops, man, but I will never eat food from somebody I don't know.
It could have hair and toenails in the middle, but if there's some bacon sprinkled on top with some chocolate, it's like hard for me to say no. But then I started thinking, when do I often say one more? And it's when I'm getting a massage. Just one more minute. Please don't let it be over.
You actually ask them for that?
No, in my head I say it, because I know time is winding down. They put the stopwatch on the ground, and I can watch it.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
So we asked you, what is your just one more? Eric said bowl of Captain Crunch.
Okay.
How many one more bowls of Captain Crunch can you do?
Unless they're small bowls. I'm not a cereal gal. I like to just put like Girl Scout cookies in a bowl and put some milk over it. This one, Angie says, one more snake. Nobody ever says that, Angie. Just you. What does this one mean? Chelsea says one more cast.
So when you're fishing.
Oh, one more line.
That is very difficult. I agree with that one, because if you have a moment of serenity, right?
Yeah.
You're always like, just one more, just one more.
Well, like gambling. One more line. One more line. I'm going to catch a big one. One more hand. I'm going to
usually,
like,
sometimes you just go, all right, that's enough. Obviously, we're not hitting. But if you're actually hitting some fish, you're like, oh, just one more, just one more, just one more. And it's the worst if you're the captain of the boat, because you have to drive away.
Yeah.
And there's always somebody out the backside throwing a couple last ones before you plane out.
Sure.
I agree with that one. So what is your just one more? You got one for us? When I hear of people reinvesting in old loves, I'm often intrigued. Your husband was telling me that you started writing again.
I did. I cannot believe he told you that.
Is it supposed to be a secret? Nobody's supposed to know about this?
Well, kind of, because I feel like you're going to pressure me into sharing my work before.
Tell us what you're writing.
I really only have one line that I've started, and it is the night was moist. That's all that I have come up with. I mean, it's taken me months to get to that point, but I have some stuff a-brewing. But, I'm very scorned. My ex had taken the last book I wrote and then went on national television, Oprah,
trying to bring this up, but...
and hawked that book as their own. And I'm like, Hot Fire was mine. I wrote it. It was about my life, okay? And so, of course, I was furious. And I was like this close to going to jail because of something that I just blurted out. I used to teach creative writing, and I was trying to get with this person that I worked with, and I was like, I hate my ex. I wish they were dead. And it was, I don't know, probably one of the biggest mistakes of my life because somebody that was taking my creative writing class took me seriously and went, and I thought, in fact, killed my ex when they were in Hawaii on a boat. They were leaning over the side of the boat, evidently. And this whole time I was led to believe that this person had killed my ex, and therefore, me yelling that out, it would look like I had done it.
Oh, hold on a quick second. Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Is this is Kat from Music and Lyrics, or am I totally off?
Oh,
what are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
My story
I'm sorry.
of
That's hold on. I just hey, good morning. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. What's going on? Why are you calling?
Kat's trying to bluff us.
Oh yeah, how so?
No.
I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I know she's trying to bluff us.
No, I was talking about a guy.
Yeah,
his
she
name
used
was
to be a writer. Thanks for calling the show.
And God, his mom was so mean to him.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. She'd be like, Ellen. And I'm like, buddy, you got to get out of that situation.
What does she sound like?
Ellen. And I was like, it took me forever to hide that voice in the back of my head because it haunted me. I can't imagine how he lived with that every day.
You were bowling a lot at this time too, right?
I was. Yeah. And so I was like, listen, if you do me a solid, I'll do you a solid. I'll kill your ex. You kill my mom.
Well,
I'm not going to kill your mom.
I know, because she sounded so delightful. She sounded like what?
Ellen.
Good morning. What's going on? Why are you calling the show?
Hello?
I believe hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I believe she's rehearsing or saying throw mama from the train.
There it is, throw mama from the train.
If anybody else had a mom that would yell, Ellen, that would be pretty disturbing.
What is your name?
Joy.
Joy, I watched it for the first time this weekend. I'm like, I have to do that as my life.
This is such an amazing... Danny DeVito will always go down as one of my all-time favorite actors. And this character is so is so pure and genuine and just wants to do the right thing, but doesn't have any compass in life whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then the mom is the same mom on the Goonies.
Yeah. I learned a lot. I Googled her, and she actually sounded like that in the movie because she had esophageal and jaw cancer. And so they had to remove half her jaw, half her tongue. So if you wondered, why can't I understand? And she was like, I'm perfect for this role. I thought it was really interesting. Ellen.
You guys, I don't ever want to make fun of the way somebody looks, and I probably won't, but there are mornings that Kat looks exactly like her when she gets in the studio.
I won't even argue.
I'll go, what are you doing? She's like, are you throwing someone from a train today? And she's like,
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.